Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we are going back in for another Alliance War. This is Alliance War number 3 from last week. Finally getting around to uploading it. Hopefully I get the next 3 wars uploaded soon. We're going up against Stardust Revolution. Never faced these guys before, but let's get into the footage. We're going up lane 2. So this has got some interesting placements here that I think could be tricky. First, it's got Iron Man Infinity Wars, has Strike, Counter, Fury, plus Power Struggle. So originally I was like, I could probably take this with Human Torch. But the one problem that this fight can give you is Iron Man Infinity War, his normal combat power rate from attacking and hitting you or being attacked is significantly lower than most champs. So in order to get to a special one, you're probably going to take a lot more like blocked hits than you would prefer. So I just went in with Thing, and you can see I already wasn't paying attention to his armor ups, and you're going to see that I do it again. So he's got 4, 5, boom, get armor. Luckily I have protection on, and I think I do that one more time towards the end before, I don't know, I just when I was doing this fight I wasn't all that focused. So here, and he got a lot of armor ups. Okay, so there I recognized that he was at 3. I threw a heavy to make sure that I couldn't get auto blocked, but I'm pretty certain it happens one more time. But you know, Thing works for this fight, and I think he's probably one of the better options, just because unless you have a way to, I mean, you can't gain power through any other way except getting him to a special bar of power, and then you have to throw a bar. And so if you knock him down or whatever, and then he throws right away just like that, you could be stacking his furies, infinitely up to 99 like I am, but I'm doing that on purpose with Thing. So I think Thing is the perfect counter for this fight. But yeah, if I would have used Torch, I think I could have been in trouble really quick. I mean, I could have built up a bunch of smolders and stuff and just tried to slowly melt him down. But I think I would have had to hit into his block to make sure that he got to a power bar, and then time it right to be able to throw your special one. And then, towards the end of the fight, he's going to be throwing a ton of specials with his power gain. This is an unawakened Iron Man Infinity War. But, so yeah, anyways, Thing easily counters this matchup. But I think with like a normal attacker, I think it would be a little bit more difficult. Just because of the combat power rate on Iron Man Infinity War. So I do think this is a pretty smart placement. I think it's risky if you try to use some other champs, but yeah, let me know who you guys would use. I'd be interested in hearing that out. And yeah, we are about to finish him off. I think we're gonna go in with just some heavies, boom. I think one more will do it. Yes, and so we get him. I think we ended up taking 3 hits total. We got auto blocked twice. Yeah. So, but Thing, he's tanky, protection. My max sig protection is just incredible. It's I just love using Thing for these Strike Counter Fury fights. And so here we got another Strike Counter Fury with Brute Force. And it's got Power Focus 1 as well, and we're gonna beat up on this other Thing with my Thing. So I'm going to totally ignore the Strike Counter Fury. I'm gonna let him build up tons of Furies, and I'm just going to make sure that I have more focus on this one where I manage his rock stacks. So you can see, like, he wasn't throwing a special. I was going to trigger Brute Force, so I parried and then hit him, knocked off some of the rock stacks, and then I had to hit him back over to 15. So, if he doesn't throw a special like that at the beginning, it can really mess you up with that Brute Force damage. But yeah, I was able to manage it fairly well, and now we're going to push him back over. And I think from the rest of this fight, he is throwing a special one, you know, freely. And I'm just going to parry, do 5-hit combos, and make sure that he throws a special one. We get to 15 rock stacks, and if he throws it early, then I'm going to make sure that I work around that with more like shorter medium combos or whatever. But like he's been holding it, and then I get him to 15 rock stacks, throws it. So the rest of this fight goes really smooth. So thing versus thing, it's an excellent counter here. I know you can use a lot of other champs, but this one I feel like it's pretty safe. And if you happen to get messed up with the rock stacks, thing can easily work around that with a parry hit, and get him back up to 15 and have him throw a special one. So there we go. We take out that rank 3 thing, and we're gonna move up to this green goblin. Now again, I do think this is a pretty smart placement if you're gonna use anyone but Quake, which green goblin can be quaked, but I end up using thing like I normally would. Now the one thing that I think that makes this a pretty decent placement, you'll see it pretty quick, is that, I mean, again, he has a similar interaction with the combat power rate that you gain. So Iron Man Infinity War, his power rate was slowed down, but now Green Goblin, he slows down your combat power rate. So you have to throw specials in order to reset that strike counter fury, and to be able to get enough power, that becomes a little bit difficult. So unless you're using somebody like maybe like Hyperion would be a good option, where you can continually just spam specials on this guy and keep resetting that so that the strike counter fury doesn't get ramped up. But man, this guy is just not throwing anything, and I'm trying to get him to throw a special one, and then look there, we take a ton of damage. I don't parry any of that, so I was taking block damage. The protection didn't trigger, but it you know, with the furies around 30 something, it was pretty significant. And this guy just did not want to throw special ones, which is what I prefer to use against Green Goblin. I might end up blocking the first part of that special too. We had protection triggered, so it was fine. But you're gonna see that when I don't have protection up, and he throws a special one, the damage, block damage, is quite significant. And there we go, we got another special 2 off. Blocked the first part. We were under the ability of protection on that first block of the special 2. But I do believe there's an instance here where, I mean, he's at 65 furies. Again, he just will not throw his special one, and it's pretty dang annoying. And I definitely do not want to get tagged by the special 2, because if you get a poison or an incinerate on from that special 2, it's going to last longer than protection can provide. And just like one tick of that damage with this many furies, it's gonna hurt big time. So one last special 2. I think I'm gonna finish him off here with a special 3. And yeah, or no, I just finished him off. So I thought there was one other special one, but because that special one is so long, I think, and if you don't get the protection triggered, you can take some pretty chunky damage, which I took a little bit more damage than I had expected. It's nothing too crazy. I throw on a health pot to kind of heal up thing, and I have 2 more fights with him. And the first one is this Maw. Now this Maw, you know, I was ready to take this, but this guy has, I believe, max Mystic Dispersion, and yeah, he puts on those furies on you. You have any Dexing, he's gonna be triggering a lot of specials. So yeah, there you go. He does have max Mystic Dispersion. You can see his power bar shot up. You know, when these furies expire, it shoots up. I'm gonna try to not Dex And either block or get out of the way on those special 1 throws, because man, that Mystic Dispersion can get really, really annoying. And he throws a ton, but the one nice thing for this matchup is that he cannot be nullified, so I'm not going to be able, I won't be able to take any of that damage from his L1 to complete that mission, that first mission of Maw, which you can take some pretty big degen damage. Now I am going to falter here and there. That's fine. I end up getting him all the way up to 99 persuasions, and then from then on out I don't have to worry about the falter. I'm just going to block the L2. It hits pretty hard to where it triggers protection. Getting falter. The falter is kind of nice because I get some willpower healing on that. And yeah, we're just going to try to keep getting this guy to throw his special 1s. We pushed him over the backup recovery already, and he's thrown the one special 2. I think he might throw 1 more special 2. He gets a nice dex there in the corner. There we do push him over to another special 2, and mainly is because of the Fury expiring on Mystic Dispersion. Wait out that last falter. Now he's at his max. He hit 99 plus persuasions, and so basically if I do get hit, it's the degen damage that I will take. It will be super nasty, but hey, don't get hit. Kill him off the special 3. Thing did a great job for that fight. I think with some other champs, that could kind of get nasty really quick, especially with that max Mystic Dispersion. So Thing ended up being a great counter for that. We've never seen that matchup before. But yeah, so now we're going up the left side, and we're hitting up this E.M.P node. It's got Burden of Might, Rolling Thunder, Enhanced Energy Attacks, and Captain Marvel movie obviously has energy attacks, so her specials will hit harder. And you're gonna notice I do mess up. I think I mess up twice, just missing simple dexes on her special 1, which was kind of dumb. And I didn't have protection up, and the energy damage, man, it was quite significant. I don't think this is like a great placement, but yeah, if you get tagged, it's gonna hurt, especially with that Rolling Thunder. You get enhanced special damage every 10 seconds. It gets ramped up. So far so good. Thing is immune to shock, so the E.M.P damage doesn't matter. You can dex all you want, and I'm not throwing a special 1, and the main reason for that is because I do have Human Torch on the team, and if I throw a special 1, it's going to apply an Incinerate, and I kind of want to control her charges. So there I pushed her over 10, then I did the knockdown, and now she's fully unblockable on the specials, and then the charges are going to fall off, and then she's back to normal. So I want to keep her binary ignition in check, and that's why I'm not throwing a special 1. Here we do throw a special 2, stun her, we go to smash away, and I think here is where I get hit. Trying to do some little pump action, trying to get her to throw. We do get her to throw, and I do get tagged there, which was dumb, but it did trigger protection, so I didn't take a ton of damage, but I think I'm gonna get tagged again. Yeah, so right there, I just blocked, but then it like went through my block, and I don't know if I let go, I don't remember, but I was like, man, that sucked. And then we're just gonna finish her off with an L2, but that's okay. That was the last fight that I had Thing on, so Thing had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights, 1 health potion. Not too bad. So next up we have Colossus on the Chitinous Thorns and the buff booster armor node, where basically if you crit, it consumes an armor up and takes no damage. It's got enhanced armor up as well, but guess what? Guillotine 2099 does not crit, and she's bleed immune. So even if I could crit or whatever, or the Chin of Thorns. If he hit me, I don't take any of that bleed damage. So Guillotine 2099 is a great option for this fight, and it's an easy option here to get her charged up for a more significant fight, which is exactly what we needed. We needed to get Guillotine 2099 charged up for the Apocalypse boss, and yeah, this fight is pretty easy. You know, Colossus as a defender doesn't really have a lot going for him. I mean, the nodes can mess you up if you don't bring like a bleed immune or something like that, but you know, towards the end, I think the only thing that I was needing to worry about was I do have assassins, and when I get to 18% on his health bar, I'm going to be triggering that ability accuracy reduction, which is going to increase Colossus's power gain significantly. So just need to keep that in mind, that when he's in assassin's range, don't go crazy with like full combos to, you know, if he's at 2+ bars of power, because he's going to be gaining a ton of power, and it can throw you off sometimes, so if you're not ready for it. And I think you'll see that. So here, okay, so yeah, so now we're in assassin's range, and you can see that he shot up to 1 bar of power pretty quick on just a couple hits. Yeah, 4 hits, and he got another whole bar of power. And then I think we're just trying to be safe. Yeah, get him to 5%. I could have definitely killed him without having to get to 5%. But yeah, we finished him off with the special 3 that's going to carry our combo to the next fight. We'll start with the 100, which is exactly what we wanted. Very minimal chip damage taken there. So yeah, we're good to go. And then on this path 3, next up we have a Darkhawk 6-star. It's just a rank 2. And this has explosive, personality, heavy-handed, and then enhanced armor up. Darkhawk doesn't get any armor, so that doesn't come into play. And I'm just gonna play this. This isn't the only fight. I have 2 fights with Torch, this fight and the next one. But I'm just gonna do parry, medium, light, mediums, block, L1s. It's gonna build up smolders, build up my temperature, and make those incinerates last longer and be more potent. So there we went from 0 temp to 14 temp. I do have a thing on the team, so my temperature falls less quickly. And yeah, those incinerates are putting in work. I'm not gonna knock them down. I could be spamming heavies, but I just didn't feel like I wanted to have to potentially deal with any of the auto block or him getting to an L2 after he got knocked down and going from the mode, his armor mode, to stealth mode, getting regen and stuff like that. I just wanted to keep this nice and simple, and it worked. Very simple, very safe, and Darkhawk gets melted down. And then, yeah, so I used Torch for two more fights. Actually, I used him for 2 more fights. So next up we have Korg. My teammate Doomslug takes that out, and he applies a white Magneto pre-fight for this, which is going to make it so much more easier with the buffet, strike, counter, combat, power rate. I'm going to ignore that entirely. Buffet, I'm just going to try to block if I don't have him at his charges, and I do put on my pre-fight, flame on, so all of the incinerates that are now Nova Flames will stick with 100% guaranteed, whereas regular incinerates could fall off. And I'm going to want to have him throw some specials. I mean, look at this, he's not throwing yet. I got him up to 10, I had him up to 13. We do trigger buffet, but he had so many incinerate Nova Flames on him that it didn't heal him at all. And I'm thinking that's the only special that he throws, I believe. I'm trying to think if we kill him here. Yeah, he doesn't throw, so he threw 1 special too. Nova Flames did the work. We are a little bit boosted. But yeah, Human Torch, he is an excellent core counter, especially if you can evade the L1s. Should be good to go. I would have blocked them had they not been unblockable, just to kind of ignore buffet. But then yeah, so I do use Human Torch for this last fight. on the mini island, which is node 50. It's got the Vigorous Assault, Indomitable, and Recovery, so enhanced regen. I'm going to be doing heavies to knock down that invisibility. I'm going to be blocking the L1s, which build up temperature and smolders. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty simple fight. I believe we get her down. I'm trying to think if I time it. I mean, ideally, if you could hit her over the 15% backup when she doesn't have like a bar of power, parry her to turn off the regen before it even activates, so you don't have to deal with the Vigorous Assault with her being unblockable. That's ideal. I think she does regen, but I believe I have the incinerates on that prevent a lot of the healing. But we're coming up, so almost there. I probably could have thrown an L3 had I timed all that stuff right, which would have been nice. We're going to do a heavy spam there. Now that's a little bit risky because she could have, this defender could have had stand your ground. Yeah, so we had a couple incinerates on, so it mitigated some of that regen. We let it go out. I do have temperature over 10, which allows me to not miss when she is invisible, which is really nice. So I've been doing those heavy spams and yeah, kept the temperature up. We take the Guillotine 2099 out without any problem. 49 hits, so worked really well. And then my last fight, this is my 10th fight of this war, and we're going to go in big boost. I messed up under boosting on a rank 5 Apocalypse in war number 1. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I put on big boost, which I got through the CAV EQ offer, like 3,000 units for a whole bunch of boosts and 6-star shards, CAVs, and all that. So this is what they're going towards. And I put on a regen boost just because I wanted to not have to even get into the 15% range where potentially assassins, if this guy has it, I assume he does, prevents the regen. I just don't ever want that to happen again. That was a huge mistake, miscalculation on my part in war number 1, and we're not making that mistake again. This war wasn't as close, like I probably didn't need to boost this big, but I don't like dying, and I have the boost, and this is what I spent those units on that I've been grinding in arena for, so we're gonna make them count. And my guillotine was charged up, ready to go. We're just, the whole game here is just block, keep everything safe. I'm not gonna try to fully evade L1s. I'm just gonna block the first 2 beams, Dex out of the second. I'm gonna try to push them to L2s. I parry block the first ball, block the others, and then just counter. Very simple, very safe. Guillotine 2099 has a ton of health, especially when she's boosted up to where you don't have to do anything risky, and that energy damage now is doing 4+K a tick. We hit him with a big special too. I did have a 200% tech booster on as well to help get me back to multiple special 2s. It didn't help too much, but yeah, I wasn't taking any risks this one. We do get the solo. Apocalypse goes down. Guillotine 2099. Oof, I love her. She is a fantastic champion. So happy that I have her as a rank 3. So yeah, we did win this war. Our battle group didn't do as well as we've had in the last couple of wars. We did die 7 times, which is more than we want. We always want 5 or less. We've been getting like 2 or 3, which has been good. We did win, but good job to Stardust Revolution. It was a good battle. So stats on this war, I had 10 fights, 10 kills, no deaths. On the season, I'm up to 28 fights, 27 kills, and 1 death. And we are 3-0 in the season, and when the rankings came out, we were ranked in Masters again, number 12. I don't know how long we can have this hold. We still have to play well. We're going to be getting tougher matchups, and you know, I know we can do well, but we failed against some of the tougher matchups. So hopefully we can make a change on that this season. But yeah, so we're ranked number 12. We're gonna see how we can hold out the rest of this season. Our goal has always been Platinum 1. If we can get Masters, that would be fantastic. If not, not a big deal. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks and peace out.